All right, welcome back, everybody. And I'm proud to say that I think we now officially have 20 solid new owners with the addition of Justin, who takes over, if you remember, LE Island. He's a new owner to the LOC, and because LE Island was in the international division, that's where he's going to be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree with you 100%. Every owner is a smart owner. I mean, some of us might have some learning to do. I know IDPs for me are definitely my weakness, but everybody's reading up every time. Everybody's talking on the chat. They're like, oh yeah, what about this person? I'm like, I don't know who do you guys are talking about. So you guys definitely make me a better owner, and I appreciate you guys. And we definitely have 20 best owners in LLC, the 16 best owners in Dynasty, and it seems like there's a pretty good backlog of owners in LOC too as well. So I'm excited for that.
Me too.
Looking at his career, obviously he is a tier 2 champion last year. He did not take the grace, which I am always excited for. And I think we said in the past there's been teams to take the grace and they won or would have made one money. So don't take the grace. Put the money up and play.
100% agree. I think the first time it was Luke, he could at least got his money back. Always shitty. Then the next guy was Eric and Suihino in his first year, and I believe he finished second place. So he actually would have won money. And then last year he just missed the boat. So when he had to pay, so just don't take the grace. You never know what can happen. And if you have confidence in your ownership, then really, you should be vouching for yourself and just go all in.
Exactly. I agree with you. Looking at his quarterbacks, he has Kyler Murray, and who cares? I mean, Trubisky's been looking good, but he's still a backup quarterback. Looking at his running backs, he has Cohen, Breda, McKinnon, and Perrine. Wide receivers, he does have Devontae Adams, Marcus Brown, John Brown, AJ Green, and a whole bunch of other guys that are pretty damn good. Tight ends, he has Ebron, Janu Smith, Kyle Rudolph, and some guy I've never heard of, but apparently in every draft that all three drafts we did, he went pretty high. And his IDPs, I think I have him ranked. Let's just take a quick gander at that. I have him ranked 8th, so a little bit better than half of the league.
Yeah, I mean, the clear weakness here, we've talked about running back valuations, but his running back room on a weekly basis to me might get 1.8 points with Cohen out. So early on in the year, we haven't heard Cohen apparently struggling coming back from that injury. Devontae Adams obviously can win you games as good as he is, and I like Kendrick Bourne in New England too. I think he could be pretty decent there. The linebackers are also a bit iffy for me because Bud Dupree's coming back from an injury. Khalil Mack never really puts up a lot of points. And I think with Justin in all his prime, he had some family commitments. I think he missed the draft, and it's clear that it had an impact on his roster.
And same thing with Barr. Barr, I think, was injured last year as well, or earlier this year, and he's coming back from an injury as well. Looking at it, you gave him a D. I gave him a C minus just because the computer they did the drafting, so I can't really grade it. So C minus sounds okay to me.
Actually, you know what? Now that I reflect back, I should have gave him an F because you get an F if you don't make it to the draft. I know he had to excuse himself and he had a good reason, but you can't make the draft, it's an automatic fail. And that's what the commission's grade is going to be from now on. And we saw the draft picks they did, the auto draft, Hollywood Brown in 2, bad pick. Tariq Cohen in round 4. I mean, he's hurt. And then, like you said, the infamous Giovanni Ricci in round 5.
and Tyler Bass at 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking at the predictions, I mean, he still has a better team than some other teams. So you have him going 4-9. I have him going 5-8. So I mean, has a decent team that's might put up some points, and definitely is going to stay in the league. So win some and then kind of trade a few players, but I don't really know who he's going to trade. But you got to do something.
Yeah, well, one of the things I wanted to suggest to you too is at the end we do like a side by side where we have them in the division and their overall records, just to see who we project to be in the loser bracket. Because to me, I think 4-9 is going to be around that loser bracket area. I actually have them getting 3 wins against teams that I project are going to probably do really well this year. So And it's all bye weeks, right? So no matter how bad your team is, usually you can at least squeak 1 or 2 wins just from having an advantage on the bye weeks. But it's not going to be a good year for Justin, but I hope he sticks around, and you got to make the draft, man. It's simply put, you're a new owner, and I know obviously you wanted to be there, so it's all good.
No, I agree with you. 4-9 before Templar's team got injured. I had him at 4-9, and he would have been the number 1 seed of the extremely loser bracket, the survival bracket, I guess we can call it. So, and he would have been a number 1 seed. So 4-9 definitely puts you in there.
Right on.